Hi everybody, nature lovers. Today is another session of our Naturegrapher from MNS. If you were to look around, I'm sure you will see the iconic lighthouse. And where do you think this lighthouse is? It's in Tanjung Tuan. Now, if I say Tanjung Tuan, does it ring a bell? Now, when we talk about Raptor Watch, we cannot be, not associated it with Raptor count, okay? But these two things could be alien to many of us. Today we are very lucky. We have Mr. Mark Eng with us. Now, Mark Eng is a well-known birding sifu within the birding community, not only in Malaysia but internationally. Mark has been associated with Raptor Watch, Raptor Count for umpteen years. So I would like Mark first to introduce himself and then perhaps talk a little bit about the history of Raptor Watch and Raptor Count. Yeah, Mark, over to you.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. Thank you for having me here. Raptor Watch has got quite a long history.
Yes.
I'm Mark Eng. I've been doing Raptor Count for more than 10 years. But Raptor Count itself is more than 20 years. And it started with two gentlemen. They are Lim Ontia and Lim Tin Chai. These two gentlemen happened to be sitting on the beach. And they noticed that raptors are flying across. So they were just observing it and they said, hey, it's an interesting phenomenon and maybe they should see what happens later on. So they were coming back year after year to the beach and looking at the raptors and counting them, and it started as an unofficial count until MNS came into the picture. And when the MNS came into the picture, it became an official count and later on become a major event when the state of Negeri Sembilan and the state of Melaka were involved in this. So it became very much of an ecotourism event whereby this was a great opportunity for us to impart knowledge to the younger generation about conservation of forests, about raptors that are coming over, about the migration path of the raptors and what do they do and things like this.
Right. Mark, you touched on a very important point just now about education of our young people. So I'm going to go back to basics. Can you explain very briefly in layman terms what does one mean by raptors and what is this migration about? Okay. Yeah, and then we sometimes read in articles about the raptors flyway. Just give us a very easy, understandable account of this.
Okay. Raptors is a very general term for a group of birds that examples of raptors are like eagles, hawks, kites, owls. Owls are also raptors, part of raptors, yeah. And when you talk about the raptor flyway, it's just a route that the raptors take. There are two migrations. One is the spring migration, whereby the birds are going up north back to their country of origin,
right?
Korea, Russia, Japan.
Yes.
And the autumn migration where they come back down.
Right.
Okay. For the spring migration, which is now in March, it actually happens between February and April. The birds are going back from Indonesia towards Russia, Japan, Korea, where they breed. Right. And come winter, they migrate back southwards because in winter, the northern countries will have less food. So they come down for food and they come and overwinter all the way in Sumatra.
Right.
And the path of the flyway comes from Sumatra, goes up the peninsula of Malaysia, up Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, then to China, Korea, Japan, Russia. Okay.
But why Tanjung Tuan for us? What makes Tanjung Tuan an important location, and why are we here in this
unique
hillock?
Place? Okay, Tanjung Tuan has been identified as one of the spots whereby the raptors fly over. The reason why this was a good spot is it is the narrowest part of the Straits of Malacca.
Okay.
It's only 38 kilometers between here and the island of Rupat in Sumatra.
Okay.
The air over water is not as hot as air over land. So when the raptors fly over water, they need to expend more energy because they need to flap the wings more.
Right.
And hence they choose a narrowest part for them to cross. Oriental honey buzzards are big birds, so they are heavier compared to the smaller birds like the accipiters, where they can cross wider stretches of water. Oriental honey buzzards, some of them, sometimes when you see them come, they look pretty worn out before they reach land here. Yeah, and once or twice we have seen them actually fall into the sea, especially the inexperienced younger raptors.
Right.
We have even rescued one from the sea. It fell into the sea. Two of us went down, rented a boat, went out to sea.
Oh, good on you.
But when we were on the water, we can't see the raptors. So the
Right.
people that were in the lighthouse called us and said, direct us where the raptor is.
Wow,
So
wow,
we
wow.
picked up the bird,
Oh,
and left it to rest for overnight.
yes.
The next day it got better and just flew off and joined the rest of the group.
Now, just now Mark mentioned something very interesting. He mentioned a species of the raptor, Oriental honey buzzard. Besides this Oriental honey buzzard, could you tell us what are the various species that you normally encounter
Okay.
as they fly over Tanjung Tuan?
Over here in Tanjung Tuan, about 98 to 99% of the birds are Oriental honey buzzards. Yeah, so most of them are that bird.
Yeah.
But occasionally you will see, what do you call it? Aquilas. They are like the booted eagle that you can see. We can see sometimes flocks of Chinese sparrowhawks,
Chinese
Japanese sparrowhawks,
Japanese sparrowhawks,
black baza.
black buzzards.
A couple
The
of
one with the
black baza has the one with the crest and very nice pattern.
like the stripes.
And when they fly across, you can see it very nicely. They just go straight across. They don't stop. Yeah. Then we have a couple of years back a very rare species, the Besra, and the whole community, the birding community, got very excited about this because a few years back that was the first time they saw it here. I mean,
Right.
they've seen it once here and there sporadically over Malaysia, but over Tanjung Tuan we have not seen it, right? And that,
So you went to Chumpon,
Chumpon and Radar Hill, Radar.
Radar Hill.
Radar Hill and Pencil Hill.
Yeah. But this like further up north of Thailand.
No, it's actually south of Bangkok,
Also.
north of Hat Yai.
Oh,
It's halfway between Hat Yai and Bangkok. It's on the Isthmus of Kra itself.
okay.
That when the birds come, they come across the Bay of Thailand, Bay of Bangkok,
Yeah.
and then crosses the Isthmus, and then come
Yes.
down the peninsula.
Right.
And very nice. The numbers there is even higher than here, hundreds of thousands.
Wow. I mean, they're not being recorded, but
Yeah.
just why would they have such a high?
It's that is one of the funnel of the migration path.
Right.
A lot of species that goes through there never reaches here.
Yeah.
They may have crossed. It's a bottleneck, and then from there some species cross to go further to Africa, right?
Oh.
And also to
It's almost like
India.
a crossroads for them where they decide to
Right.
go.
It's like they're coming down north and then come through,
Through the Isthmus of
and then,
Kra,
and then they split.
they split.
They are still. That's why a lot of studies need to still required, because many of the birds we are not sure where they are.
Right.
Because, like for example, black bazaar, they come to Taiping, they can count 70,000. But when they come down here, we count 5,000. What happened to the other 65,000?
Right.
So they may be spending some overwintering in peninsula all over Malaysia. We don't know. That's why if we have people reporting sightings, then we can start to gather data like that. That's where citizen science is important.
True.